My name is Taylor, and I'm here to do a book talk on the Poet X. And this is a novel in verse by Elizabeth Acevedo. She is a Latinx author. She's a best-selling author. She has lots of awards to her name. So if you haven't read anything by her, go and do it. She's fabulous. And this novel was also fabulous. I had never read a book in verse before, and I loved it. It was so great. The prose, the intricacies of the novel, the different themes that she brought in that were so relevant and so just beautifully interwoven, it really just blew me away. The novel itself follows a girl named Ziamara. You're in her head the whole time, and it's her different poems throughout this time in high school. And Ziamara's family, her parents are Dominican immigrants and that live in Harlem. So she lives there with her parents and her twin brother. And from the very beginning, she is struggling to find her voice and figure out who she is as a person, asking questions, and then feeling like they're so unwelcome. And so the only way to get those feelings out and to feel heard is by writing poetry. And so from the very beginning, you start to see themes like family. There's a lot of interpersonal drama between her mom and herself. As a family, their religiosity and devout Catholicism, and how that is impacting how she's creating her own identity. Her brother is dealing with his sexual orientation. She's having to navigate friendships, first relationships, even though she's not supposed to be dating. And so then that brings a whole nother level of like lying to your parents. And so from the very beginning, she's just trying to figure out who she is while navigating what it's like to be a teenager, and gender stereotypes and sexual harassment, and it's so many different things. It was amazing that the author fit so many things into one novel and did it beautifully. I remember from the very beginning, Ziamara is talking to her mom, and she said, "Sometimes I want to tell her the only person in this house who isn't hurt is me." So that's kind of like the feeling you get from the very beginning of the novel, is this idea that she feels so unheard. And then because she loves poetry so much, one of her teachers encourages her to come to poetry club, and that one instant changes her life. She ends up going to poetry club. She is able to talk about herself and her views and who she is as a person through her work for the first time. And after that experience, it says, "I can't remember the last time people were silent while I spoke, actually listening. My little words feel important for just a moment. This is a feeling I could get addicted to. And although I'm used to compliments, they're rarely ever about my thoughts." And so that scene towards the end of the novel, after she has this first good experience expressing herself, that really set the tone for the rest of the novel and her figuring out who she is and being unapologetic about it. And so this novel was amazing. It dealt with so many things. It brought back my love of poetry. I remember reading Dr. Seuss and Where the Sidewalk Ends and loving it, and then for some reason I just forgot that I love poetry. And so this book was just so great. It was an amazing read. It was entertaining. I read it in like one sitting. So go and read it. It's so great. Go and do it right now. Okay. Have a good day.